My name is Rachel Sunday, and I'm testifying all the way from Nairobi, Kenya. I have come back to thank God because indeed what God cannot do does not exist. In April last year, our youngest sister, our last born, came up and said that she can feel a lump on her breast. And so obviously there was panic. We went to the doctor and they did tests, but unfortunately those doctors are in a hurry to diagnose somebody with cancer. But a number of tests were taken, she was given medication, but the lump obviously was still there. So in November, we went and confirmed that it was indeed a lump on the breast and that it was stage 4 cancer. We panicked because this same disease had come and killed our second born, my sister, around 15 years ago. And then in my own life as well, it had come and also killed my sister-in-law. And so I had panicked. I didn't want to hear this disease again. But a friend of mine, her name is Joyce Shavola, I thank God for her life, had been sharing, from November, had been sharing the Nsppd links. And she kept sharing, and at times they would come in and leave. But at one particular moment, I felt in my heart that I should start joining in the prayers. And in joining in the prayers, I was amazed. At least the second time I joined fully, by the prompting of the Holy Spirit, I was very amazed to see that there was a testimony of breast cancer reversed. And I was shocked. I didn't think that was possible. And since then, I've been joining daily all the way from November. And what happened was that I kept seeing diseases that are known to be death sentences. Ordinary people were coming online and testifying about their extraordinary God. And they kept saying what God cannot do does not exist. What God cannot solve does not exist. And I started keying into this, and I started saying to myself, what God cannot do does not exist. And one of the days around December, the Holy Spirit brought it to my attention to notice their attitude before the miracle. And I started discovering that anybody who's saying that they're Nsppd, they had an attitude of this is possible. They had a particular boldness that was unusual. And half of the time it was people sharing links and telling their friends or family, give me 2 weeks, give me 3 days, give me whatever number of days, and you see if God will not solve this. So what I learned was that I needed to have a particular boldness. So come December now, they've already told us that it is cancer of the breast. They've confirmed it. It's at stage 4. Come December, my mom said that I accompany her and my sister to go see the doctor because the doctor needed to see other family members so that we tell them whether we've decided to do chemo. And it was not settling with us. My youngest sister who had been affected was saying she was not going to take chemo. She's not for chemo. Chemo, it's not for her. Neither will they perform a mastectomy on her. So when we went to the doctor's office, the doctor was very pushy in us making a decision, that we have to do chemo and then we do a mastectomy and then we do radiation. It was not settling. And because she's a doctor, you don't want to argue with her on a professional level. And the doctor said, okay, before we rush. And so she said, there's a particular test that she had sent us to do that takes a month to come out in one of the big hospitals in Kenya. So let us give it a month for that test to come out. And this test will determine for us whether we are going to proceed with chemo and what type of cancer it is. And I knew that was God who had checked in. Moving forward, Pastor Jerry, that was around the 13th of December, and they gave us a date to come back on the 3rd of January 2023. So all this while, Pastor Jerry, we keyed in throughout for the testimonies. We watched Nsppd daily. We never missed it. We did the communion. When you said, what are those 3 things you're asking? My sister never missed on that list. And we trusted God and said, what God cannot do does not exist. I remember asking my mom, these people that God is visiting, how different are they from us that He cannot visit us? And we know distance is not a barrier. So this is not a West African thing. As Pastor Ogoro has said before, it's not about being Nigerian. It's about being and keying into the altar of fire. So come the 3rd of January, they moved the appointment to the 10th of January. Pastor Jerry, they went. I was left praying in the house. My mom and my sister went to the doctor. Pastor Jerry, lo and behold, I've attached all the results. Lo and behold, Pastor Jerry, it was said it was negative. This particular test they did, it was negative. And the doctor was very cooperative. She said, don't worry now, this test is negative. My sister does not have cancer cells. I don't know what God did. Because all along they've been saying it is cancer, cancer, cancer. Now they're saying it is not. In November, when they had started saying they have to do chemo and mastectomy and whatever, I had prayed in front of my mom and my sister, and we told God that if He does this thing for us, we will come back and testify of the goodness of the Lord. Pastor Jerry have come back to say what God cannot do does not exist. My sister does not have cancer. She is free. The thing that had come and killed my younger sister and my sister-in-law, the Lord has averted it, because it will not end the way Satan wanted. Pastor Jerry from Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya, may God bless you. May God bless you and your entire generation. I have had my Nigerian brothers and sisters say, may the oil on your head never run dry. Now I get it. May it be well with you and your generation. Pastor Oke, Pastor Oguru, and that beautiful woman of God, Mami Eno, may the Lord bless you. Indeed, what God cannot do does not